Hey, what's up, Toad? I'm here, check. I literally saw it, and I'm like, I'm going live, boys. I'm a React Andy. 40 fucking minutes. Let's go. Oh, I pre-liked, chat. I pre-liked. I think we're officially doing data Seth, by the way, so that'll be fun. Data Seth, goddamn right. It's gonna be me, who is gonna be dead soon. Okay, Noogie, who's already dead. It's who is dead twice. Alright, anyway, we'll watch the D video. We'll just jump straight into it because I want to watch.
G'day folks, Ziggy D here, back with part 2 of my Druid hands-on preview. Thanks again to GGG for flying me over to the studio, and keep in mind that this footage is a week old and non-final. Things can and have changed.
Oh shit, this is Act 3.
If you didn't see the previous video, part 1, then check that out for context, as this video builds upon that one. Now, just a note on my overall power level, as that was a topic of discussion a fair bit in the first video. To help you gauge kind of where I'm at, it's a little bit tricky because baseline, I think my gear overall was pretty solid, quite good in Act 1, and then pretty reasonable to good for what I think will be the case with the Vile Temples that everyone's going to have access to, in addition to Abyss crafting and the other various improvements that have been made there. Like, I think our gear is looking pretty good, but I didn't have anything super crazy in Act 2 and 3, but I was able to fix bad slots when needed for the most part. The biggest gap was spellcaster weapons affecting spell power level, so they were all a little bit more underpowered than they probably should be to look at. Also, due to skipping through some of the larger zones and missing a side quest or two, I ended up a bit under-leveled and under-passive. And because I'm trying to test as many different setups as possible, my gem levels and supports are all a little bit bad for a long time. I'm quite a few levels behind on some skills and don't have supports kind of filled out for nearly everything. So probably a bit better than average gear, but a bit worse than average passives and gems. Anyway, make of that what you will. As I move into...
Okay, here we go, here we go. First pause, guys, first pause. I conjure a thunderstorm, which causes lightning strikes and torrential rain in an area. Enemies in the area are drenched. I guess we've seen this already, but I just want to get, like, context for the video. 1 to 16 lightning damage at level 14. That is pretty low. But then, obviously, it's like Firestorm, right? So I can hit multiple times. Yeah, I can hit 2 times a second, potentially. So that's effectively a 200% damage effectiveness multiplier, and it lasts how long? 12 seconds as well. Use on Aziri to get her wet. Yeah, because it does drench as well, right? Cannot drench enemies above a certain level. Okay. Right, so you have to level the gem up to get the drench effect. Drenched enemies receive more freeze, more shock. So it's more about ailments. Okay.
Act 2, I get a chance to cut my first level 5 gem, and this tier gives access to some pretty key skills for a few of the Druid playstyles. You've got Thunderstorm with synergies for plant, lightning, and cold damage builds. More on those later. Devour.
Plants created by plant skills can be overgrown. This generally cannot be caused by a skill that creates the plants and requires a different skill.
For much easier charge generation on the Wyvern, pretty key piece for those builds. And Arctic Howl for freeze werewolves.
Whoa.
And then...
Oh, okay, here we go. Shapeshift into a werewolf to let out an icy howl. If an enemy is frozen or a frozen enemy is hit, the skill empowers your attacks with added cold damage and chilled ground. The skill's cooldown can be bypassed by expending an endurance charge. The endurance charges are generated mostly from bear. So what, you generate them in bear form to spend them in wolf form? Or you find an alternative way of generating them, I guess?
Fury of the Mountain for the bear form, which is...
Oh, here we go. Shapeshift into a bear, repeatedly pounding the ground, creating molten fishes that travel randomly in a wide arc. Okay, the damage is a bit low, but it's an AoE skill that generates rage, and it creates fishes. And it doesn't have a cooldown? What the fuck? Yo, dude, the bear seems to be he shows it as well.
What I take first. And this one is excellent. This is a slam skill that creates fishes. You can have up to 12 of them out at a time, and it generates rage on hit. This skill immediately replaced Maul as the basic attack for bear for me, since it does the same role of rage generation, and Fury of the Mountain does a whole lot more in addition to that too. As a Fisher skill, Shockwave Totem can trigger bonus pulses, so that's a lot of extra damage for you.
Oh,
and there's
so this is not the one where you rampage.
even better news here. The pulses can also generate rage on each hit in addition to that initial slam. So the totem fishers just keep pulsing and they keep your rage topped up while you spend it slamming away. It's really nutty. So crazy, in fact, that I thought it probably wasn't intended and was a bug. So I asked the developers and they're like, oh, we'll take a look at that. But then I asked Mark in the Q&A, he said, you know, it actually should work that way because that's fun and cool. And true to their word, I double checked and that seems to be the plan. So it's a really sick rage generator skill there.
I've been doing practice runs with multiple different archetypes and this looks better than all of them. Like, I mean, this is just what early game POE 2 looks like. It ramps like super hard, like it does ramp, but this is what Act 2, the beginning of Act 2 looks like this. And to me, this is the strongest one I've seen compared to my practice runs.
Arctic Howl is a Cold Warcry-like skill for werewolf form that deals some cold damage in an area and knocks them back. Mainly though, this one insta-freezes any enemies that are primed for freeze, which is, I believe, anything over 70% freeze build-up on bosses and lower for other enemies. Upon freezing enemies or hitting an already frozen enemy, Arctic Cry gives your allies bonus cold damage and chilled ground generation, and it empowers some of your own attacks with added cold damage. So the fact that it works on already frozen enemies is really key to it not being awkward to use. I mean, it's great when it lets you freeze enemies earlier, especially bosses, but in most cases, regular enemies are just frozen from one Lunar Assault anyway, right? You're doing so much damage proportional to the health, and we have so much freeze build-up scaling that everything's frozen and you don't really get it. You kind of miss your opportunity if it was like that. So there's like a support element to this skill.
You know, they should rework Bone Shatter to function the same way, where you can like do it on a stunned enemy. Because like, yeah, Bone Shatter is so frustrating to use because of that.
That'll be pretty interesting for party play, or of course minion builds like Wolfpack builds. But I should note that in the version of the game that I was playing at this point, the Wolf minion parts of the Druid were still being finalized, so it's not something I could really gauge.
Yeah, I don't think he has Herald of Ice. He's using Briar Patch. So to be clear here, he's not synergizing with Wolf because he was trying out all the different archetypes, which meant that he's not specialized. So I do think Herald of Ice would help a lot, because it would cause enemies that are shattered to explode, which would help a lot.
Anywho, I grabbed Devour next and just give it a...
Dude, just to be clear, he's supposed to be using level 6 skills, and most of his skills are level 2. Look, he's got a level 2 Lunar Assault, a level 2 Entangle. Like, definitely hard to look at this and be like, how much damage this is doing based off this.
Brief test. This skill allows you to leap onto a colorable enemy or corpses and eat their bloody faces. Eating faces gives you a flat regen buff to heal up and generates power.
Wait, how much healing? 50 life per enemy or corpse. So it heals you. It's a decent amount. It's like 15% of your life almost. 12%, 15%. Oh, and it can consume multiple. It can actually giga heal you. Do we have a way of generating corpses in this game? I can't remember. There's no desecrators there. Is there no unique or anything? Because devouring, I mean, is there no way of generating corpses? Could you eat your allies, chat? Okay, could you do sacrifice on your minions to eat your, like, wolves or something? Could you eat your own minions, chat? Spirit Gem Sacrifice? Maybe. Yo, chat. Imagine running around with a wolf pack as a wyvern, and then you start eating them to get power charges. Like, that would be cool. That would be fucking so cool. Just eating your own fucking wolves to generate power charges. It does generate power charges, right? Yeah. How many power charges is it? For each enemy, you gain life and a power charge. I thought it was only undead minions. Oh, you're right. It's only undead. No, but they still have corpses. Because we have Detonate Dead, which blows up corpses. So, either way... Okay, maybe you can't do your wolves, but you can definitely do zombies at least. I don't know, dude. I mean... They did reduce Sacrifice Gem by half. Oh, yeah, you're right. Minions do not leave corpses. I know they don't leave corpses, but you can act as... I'm pretty sure sacrifice... Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but there's a detonate dead build that uses the sacrifice spirit gem that allows you to detonate the corpse of your minions, right? Yeah. Is there any reason to assume that Devour does not work the same way? It only works on persistent minions. I understand it won't work with the wolves. Yeah, I fucked up. It won't work with the wolves. But could you not run some... Could you not sacrifice some spirit with sacrifice to effectively automatically have Devour? Okay, while active, your undead reviving minions can be used in place of corpses by your skills. That would work. It works. They count as corpses. There's also a keystone to dual the talisman. Oh shit! Yo chat, you get a spirit scepter and a talisman on a wyvern. You've run sacrifice with a bunch of like minions for corpses, and then you can just devour your own minions for power charges, and then you've solved power charge generation. Because effectively then it's just a 2-button build. You eat your minion and then you go with your power charge. That could be cool. Shapeshift into a wyvern to perform a wide slash. So this is the thing he said he actually liked, and this is just the auto, right? And this is your wing attack, your wing strike. Yeah, it actually has good damage too. What the fuck? Wait, it has 90% base attack. This actually has good... Wait, Rend actually looks good. Shapeshifts into a wyvern. Yeah, that's the normal version. Perform a wide slash in good AoE enhances. Consume a power charge to gain a buff. While you have a buff, Rend covers a much larger area, but is slower. I'm assuming lightning charge is still good though. I mean, how many power charge limit can you get? You can get quite a lot, right? Because I think there's a +2 max power charge node. So you could, I think you could probably get something like 6 power charge max limit. Larger area, but is slower. Yeah, he needs to click that lightning charge.
And around for the power charge issue for Lightning Wyvern, it makes it really easy to sustain empowered lightning form while clearing. It's not like killing...
Oh, it's... Oh, dude. Oh, I didn't I'm stupid. You only need to do 1 power charge, and it just gives it... Okay. Yeah, right. I thought it was per attack. Oh, shit. Okay. So Wyvern's dog shit until you get Devour. Then you get Devour, and you can actually play Wyvern.
Palm on Monk, I think.
Holy
the fact
shit.
that you can use it on corpses means that you can basically use it when you want. You're not trying to like time that very narrow window of trying to get some cullable enemy to cull. I was surprised by how good Devour felt overall to use. I think skills like this are normally very clunky, but they've made this like as forgiving and as strong as they dared to, I suspect. The issue is, of course, that in boss fights, you just don't have anything to cull unless they have some ads.
Sacrifice. I'm telling you. This... Okay, so we need to see the passive tree. Because I think if you can run a talisman, and then you can run a fucking scepter, you can run sacrifice, and then you automatically have power charge generation in boss fights too. So you just eat one. And is there anything utility wise that the minions can do? I think they can apply cull at least. I think they can also apply things like maim and slows. Is there any other utility? Maybe you could freeze. Yeah, I feel like you could maybe run some sort of utility on them. Blind, yeah. They didn't release the gems yet for minions. There's a lot they didn't release, yeah. I didn't know where I saw spirit. That's fine. I mean, I still think it works, Sylvie, because talismans are two-handed. They already leaked that there's a keystone that allows you to wear a scepter. What was the downside, did they say? Was it reduced spirit on top or something? I can't remember. But there was some sort of 50% reduced spirit, right? So you have half spirit. That sounds free though. That's like a really dumb keystone. If you have half spirit and you put on a scepter, you have more spirit than you lost. Yeah, a scepter gives you like 150, 200 spirit. So like, that's really dumb. I don't, but you know, I hopefully they do balance it really dog shit because I want to play OP build. Am I right, guys? Come on, GG. Come on. Okay, I'm just gonna say it, chat. I'm playing Shield Wall Warrior unless I look at the passive tree tomorrow and I can figure out a build for Wyvern, which I think I can. But because I have to see the tree. No, don't be like Paint Champ. I have to see the tree, guys. I literally can't play the fucking build because I don't even know the passives that I don't even know if this is possible yet. So I have to see the tree, guys. Okay, before you guys bully me, just remember, chat. Like, I would say more than half the skills in POE 2 are unplayable garbage at the moment. Like, more than half are unplayable garbage. Like, literally unplayable. They need to massively buff, like, a lot of shit in this game. So, I would say you've got a 50-50 that your build is viable or not. Nah, what do you mean, nah, dude? What do you mean? I'm being generous when I say 50. But anyway, no, I'm not dooming. I'm just saying that when you log on to the Druid tomorrow, there's a 50-50 that you're... I'll put it this way. Realistically, there'll be a good build, but you just... Whatever you do, you're going to have to swap to, like, whatever someone else is doing.
And then for the Ice Werewolf builds, Cross Slash is very
Quality
powerful,
is nice,
as it scoops up any of those ice fragments in the area and dumps them all in the middle of that X. That means that you go from sometimes hitting bosses or rares with half or so of the icicles to being able to hit them with every single icicle every time if you time it right. That's a big burst damage boost to the build. With a bit of attack speed scaling, it seems like you definitely get time for like 2 full shred combos during the course of a lot of freezes, especially if you start scaling freeze duration as well.
God damn.
Snap. Let's finish this.
I'm surprised he wasn't using the Cross Slash more. When the boss is getting chunked, that's the icicles. Right, but he needs to generate the icicles, which you generate from your auto. I see. So Cross Slash is not necessarily about doing damage. It does damage, but it's not necessarily about doing damage. It's more utility. And it's basically Frostwall, right, on the Sorks, except not cancer, because you're dragging in all those icicles on a single target while they're frozen and then detonating them. So it's kind of like not dog shit version of Frostwall, right? Honestly, Werewolf just feels like a really nice monk, huh? Don't you think? Monk got much better defenses though. Yeah, so, question, Jack, question. How the fuck do you make this tanky? You are in a really awkward part of the tree. You have no access to evasion. You do have energy shield, but energy shield's getting nerfed. Like, I think logically you would go armor evasion, but then... I mean, armor energy shield, sorry. Yeah, you don't have block. That's dead. Yeah, I mean, you just freeze everything. Freeze is good, but you don't have that on the bear. We did see some good armor ES nodes. What is the ES nerf? Armor is already best defense IMO. Well, the problem is, Khan, I need to see the hybrid node. I mean, there are some really good hybrid nodes already. Like, I remember building armor ES on my warriors because these nodes, although that was with block specifically. But yeah, this wheel, for example, is really potent. Like, there's a really good wheel here. But the problem is, no block. I'm not saying you need to, but part of the reason why I wanted this is because of the block. But this is dead now. I mean, this has already been nerfed. I'm very tempted to pivot from Wyvern to Wolf. I know for a fact Monk is good. And Freeze is good mechanically, defensively. I think the Icicle's a really good single target as well. It was hard to see from the gems, but Icicles look really good. Yeah, Herald of Ice also fixes you clear completely, honestly. And it's so zippy.
And finally for Keth, finding new and fun ways to torment the sad fire baby boss is a personal hobby of mine. I don't know if you've heard of this genre of activity, but I'm pleased to report that Wolfform has a pretty fresh take in this regard.
Holy fuck! It's already dead and he did him. Yo, the Icicles are OP. The Icicles are so OP, actually. It's nerfed? You think so, chat?
Wolfpack.
Oh, here we go. Barkskin. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, I'm getting the fuck out of the way again. While active, taking hit damage from enemies to your energy shield causes you to gain armor. Armor gained from multiple hits can stack. When hit by an enemy, gain armor equal to a portion of energy shield lost. Wait, so if I lose 5k energy shield, I would gain 1.5k armor? That completely solves your small hit mitigation, huh? Is that base as well? Like, it would be, right? Is that just... If I... Okay, just to be clear. Yeah, wow. Holy fuck, your Barkskin's OP for multi-hit. Wait, so ES solves your max hit, and this solves your multi-hit? Holy... What the fuck? It doesn't have a cap as well? Yeah. So if you have a source of energy shield recovery, you're literally immortal, basically. I suppose energy shield's hard to build, though. Yeah, and you're right in the tree for that. Like, it's literally right here. It's like basically free for you, right? Excess life recovery is applied to energy shield. There are some regen nodes too, right? In this section of the tree. Ah, so defenses is pretty solved then. You just run Barkskin with Zealot's Oath and you go hybrid armor life with leech plus recovery. You would need... I think the regen's good too, because doesn't the regen also synergize with Savage, you know, the Beast Enrage, the Beast Berserk? Bestial Fury, whatever the fuck it's called. So, because you will want to have 3% to counter that anyway. Yeah, Savage Fury, yeah. I think what I really like about the combo is you can basically stack pure energy shield gear and still have armor. Do you think you would go pure ES, chat? Or do you think you'd go armor ES? I actually think you would go pure ES. Maybe a chest hybrid, but that'd be it. I don't know if I'd go more than that. Alright, I'm gonna have to think about it, chat. I'm gonna have to be a B. I actually think there's a good chance I try the Druid stuff though. Honestly, I think there's a good chance.